It was so nice to get outdoors and feel the wind in my hair. When my late husband, Des, was around, the only time a woman would feel wind in her hair was as a wake-up call from her husband's bottom if she overslept. That's what things were like for a woman in those days. People forget. I was concerned about leaving the car unattended, but Jim told me not to worry. When Des was around, a woman would have to stay and guard the car. If nothing happened to it, she'd get a half-eaten mini Scotch egg on the way home. Jim gave me some lovely flowers. When Des was around, flowers was for funerals and secretaries. If a woman was that desperate for flowers, she'd have to die, and her husband knew people who could arrange it. Jim surprised me with some expensive-looking champagne. I'm not used to nice surprises. When Des was around, the only surprise a woman would get was her husband jumping onto her back if she tried to leave the house. As we sat there in the sunshine, sipping our champagne, I saw something sparkle in the bottom of the glass. It was a ring. Jim had got down on one knee to propose to me. When Des was around, it was the woman who would have to go down on two knees in gratitude for the proposal. I'd never felt so sure about anything. I didn't say a word. I just leant across and kissed him. I wanted the moment to last forever. When Des was around, kissing was a sign of weakness. A man would always follow up with a Chinese burn to prove he hadn't gone soft. The ring's beautiful. It was Jim's mother's. When Des was around, a man's little ring was a waste of money. It was quite normal for a woman to wear the ring pole from a can of lemonade. Jim's such a gentleman. He'd done the honourable thing and asked my son Sean for permission. When Des was around, a man wouldn't ask permission. It was traditional to pin his girlfriend's father down and tell him to mind his own sodding business. Jim told me it was exactly 42 years to the day since we first met. It was a sort of anniversary. When Des was around, anniversaries were seen as a terrible reminder of the day a man lost his freedom. He'd have to shout in his wife's face until she cried.